How's it going, everyone? Happy Thursday. College football time with Avery and Miguel. Avery, how's it going?
It's going great, Miguel. A great weekend this past Thanksgiving weekend. I hope everyone had a wonderful time with their family and friends. Football was just exciting, and this weekend we have title games, and the one we're talking about is probably going to be a good one.
Yeah, I had
I
a
had a
fantastic
fantastic
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
weekend.
weekend.
Very
Very
comfortable,
comfortable,
relaxing, so
relaxing,
I can't
so I can't
complain.
complain.
Alabama versus Georgia, the fourth SEC title game between them. Alabama won the last three. Um, Georgia enters undefeated for the third straight season. Their last loss came against Alabama in the 2021 SEC game. Um, Georgia, they've won 29 in a row now, and that's not easy to do. To win for that long, this Georgia Bulldogs team is just, you know, they're just on fire, and that's the longest active winning streak going on so far. They're 6.5 point favorites in this game. Alabama, they've won 10 straight. Their last loss came in week 2 against Texas. So this game is top notch because we have the number 1 seed versus number 8 seed. And mind you, this is the last SEC game broadcast on CBS. Their first one happened to be in 1996. So I hope that with this game, we're not disappointed. I hope that, listen, both teams, especially Alabama, they had to be turnover free in order to win this game. Both teams, like, they're so good, both of these teams, that they had to play excellent. No mistakes had to be made, but only one team can win. And feel that this is more for Georgia to win because they have lost the last 3 SEC games to Alabama. So if I'm Georgia, you have to come on point. So I picked them to win this game 37-31.
You're right, Miguel. Coach Nick Saban said earlier this week that passionate play will be the key, and I completely agree. The fact that Georgia has that 29 game winning streak is very prevalent in their mind, but I think it's also prevalent in Alabama's mind too. I think Coach Saban is probably reminding his team that in SEC championship games, they have dominated Georgia. However, you're correct. I think defense, especially the Georgia defense, is going to be key. Carson Beck cannot make any mistakes. Nearly 3,500 yards this season, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's been playing some really good football. And remember, he's from Jacksonville. I love repping Florida players, even though he's playing for Georgia. I think you have to give it up to Carson and his great play so far. But the 3 SEC championship games that Georgia has lost to Alabama is definitely in the back of their mind. But Alabama's quarterback, who got the job in week 3, I believe, right after their Central Florida matchup, Jalen Milroe, has been playing some very good football, and he is going to have to be, like you said, mistake free. The team needed to dictate to his play style. So now the team needs to rally around him in order to see what they can do. Alabama has won 10 straight, but some of those wins have not been pretty, especially last week versus Auburn. So Alabama's going to have to play not only mistake-free football, they're going to have to play some good football. And for Alabama, it's going to be Jalen. It's going to be Jalen. For Georgia, if their tight end Brock Bowers is healthy and he makes a good impact, that's going to be key. Now, me wearing my Alabama gear, you see my Alabama insignia. We've talked about this before. We hope it's going to be a good game. We don't want to blow out, but I see Georgia winning this game. The over under is 54. But even ESPN is saying that Georgia barely has a chance to win. According to ESPN, before we started, they are giving Georgia a 52% chance to win versus Alabama's 47.9%. And it hurts me to say this, but I think Georgia's going to take this. I'm going to go for Georgia 30-24. And it's probably going to come down to defense and turnovers.
Yep, defense and turnovers indeed. And I feel that Georgia in this game, they're somewhat um underrated or underdog, I should say, because we know Nick Saban and Alabama's history. So even though Georgia, they've won 29 in a row, they're an elite team. They are the team right now to beat, but they're still underappreciated or under the radar when it comes to this matchup. And Alabama, this is their 13th consecutive season where they've won 11 games or more. So Alabama is still a team that you don't want to look over. You don't want to sleep. So, but I'm very excited for this game. Um, I mean, I'm just excited. I can't wait to what is it, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. but broadcast on CBS, 4 p.m. Okay, there we go. But it's on CBS, the last SEC title game that will be broadcast there, because next season we're gonna see a whole different season in college football, and I don't know how I feel about it. Only time will tell. But I just, like you said, I hope we're not disappointed with this game. And Georgia, they do have certain players that are not 100%. So we will see. We will see what will happen with that.
You're right, Miguel. There's something special about this game. I think the fact that Alabama's back in the SEC championship game, because like I said, throughout the season, they've played some ugly football, but yet they won. And knowing the landscape of college football for the next few years, an expanded playoff and the implications of this game. And you're right, you do feel that Georgia being the number one team has been a bit underappreciated and a bit just like, this is the number one team in the country. How can you not see them playing really good football? However, they have had some certain scares this season with certain teams giving them a run for their money. Missouri comes to mind, and Missouri's been playing really good football as well. But the future of the SEC, of course, Texas, the one loss that they gave to Alabama, they're playing their Big 12 championship game, and that's their Big 12. That's their last Big 12 appearance until next season, and they're going to be an SEC team along with Oklahoma. So you're right. This game, it seems to be exciting, but yet underwhelming. The fact that it's going to be the last game on CBS. College football is changing, and of course change is scary, but you just got to be excited for it. And considering what happens after the game, and we won't speculate, we're just going to do our pregame after the game, then we can speculate about the implications and results of this game. But Saturday, we're going to see some really great football. I guarantee it.